Yes, it is. It is being recorded.
It's being recorded, y'all.
Are you ready? I don't know what happened. We like lost all momentum. All the funniness just went out the window as soon as we hit record.
Just like, how's your week been, Cameron and Alex? Okay, guys, guess what? So sorry, I'm screaming into the microphone now. Guess what?
The most
I'm so excited.
out of control.
Shh. Shush. Okay. I don't want to be too loud because if they're listening to us in their ear holes, this is going to be very abrasive, and I don't want to be abrasive.
I can turn it down in post.
Okay, because I yell. Everybody knows that I yell.
I yell too.
You guys, Alex gets to hang out with us today. I'm very excited. Alex, our podcast manager, also my wife, Cameron's wife, and she is here, and we're very excited.
She will eventually have her own camera and her own mic. Here. Oh yeah, she is always here. She just doesn't.
Yeah. I don't know.
Today she's gonna say stuff.
Yeah.
We're gonna say stuff. She's gonna say stuff. You're gonna say stuff. Or it's just gonna be crazy.
We're all gonna say stuff.
Gonna say stuff
and do podcast things. Yeah, Alex is usually our person on the side, like telling us when we need to catch up and or
stop talking about
something. Talking or quit being depressing or
That's the greatest explanation because that's true. Usually she's just like, move on.
Yeah, she keeps us on track because we like to talk and go off. And look, I'm translucent now.
I know. The light got you again. Sometimes she'll even be like, if you read she writes the timestamps. So if there's anything funny in the timestamps, it's because she wrote it there. So Jess is trying to fix her.
Oh, I did it. Okay, that's how I fix it. I just poke at the camera.
That'll be great for the people who watch the YouTube video.
Feel like, hold please.
Gotta reset my lighting.
Gotta reset it. For those of you that can't see, I put black paper behind me because I really like to write out my ideas. And it's making my camera freak the fuck out.
It is, though.
It is. So, how was your week? What are you guys? How are you guys? How were you guys?
So, I will say this week has been busy, but it has been really good. I started last week trying to interface with more like creatives, more designers in the area, mostly because I want to just be able to know more people and know more other designers and kind of have like a bigger circle. But it's been great. I've met like probably 8 or 9 people in like the last week.
Oh my gosh.
That they were all dope. Like I just messaged them on Instagram and they were all really cool.
One freaking week. I'm like, I have to talk to somebody.
30 minutes. I've just been doing 30-minute sessions. And if it's someone who's like, if sometimes people just aren't talkative people, so it lasts like 20, 15. It's just to get on and have some FaceTime with people, and then you get off. What's an extra? Meet 2 people in a day, and it's an hour. What that doesn't really. Jess is over here sweating.
My mental energy would be gone after the first 15 minutes.
No, I love it. I thought it was a blast. So I did that. Cameron's an extrovert. Alex said I'm an extrovert, and it's true. It is true.
Yeah, which is awesome. Like I love talking to people. That's like one of my biggest things in the whole wide world. I could talk to people all damn day. The problem is that I put so much energy into talking to every single person that by the time I'm done talking with that one person, I'm like, I need a 2-hour nap, and then I can come back and I'll be fine.
Alex said, "'Cause you're an introvert." She's diagnosing us right now, guys.
But listen, everybody's always like, but you're an extrovert because I put so much energy out. But it's the I also take on other people's energies too. So I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta see you later.
I'm out. I'm gonna take a 5-hour nap in the middle of the day.
Thank you so much. And then I'll re-arrive tomorrow.
I'll re-arrive. I'll be back here in the same spot tomorrow.
So no, but that's freaking cool.
Yeah.
Is there something that you want to plug like that you talk to?
No, I talked to the Pen Tool Pals yesterday.
Yeah,
so that's like another designer podcast that's out there. They were really cool. Both of them really cool guys. No one else really specific, but just a lot of just kind of new people that I had never met before. So
That's neat.
hopefully just making, I talked to someone and they were just talking about how like it's so important when you run your own business to network, because when you have a job, the networking happens on the job. But when you don't have a job and you're like on your own, you have to network so hard because there's no other thing, no mechanism for you to get to know other people.
Right.
So, and other people to get to know you. So the plan is to keep networking with other creatives, other designers, and then also maybe find some other business owners to network with too, that we can kind of be like mutually beneficial to each other kind of thing. Not really pitching what I do, but just kind of, hey, this is who I am. I'm Cameron. I'm this guy. I'm this guy. But
name a guy, go.
Name a guy, me.
Name another guy, go.
Steve Rogers.
Who the hell did?
Captain America.
Oh, you should have just said Captain America.
Not a dork.
No.
But I don't know why that was the first thing that came to mind, because it came to mind pretty fast.
Because you're a dork.
Thanks. How has your week been, Jessa?
It's been busy. I've been working on a website launch all week, and it's literally the only thing I can think about, which is great. But I also got out a bunch of different galleries and stuff, so that was fun. I feel like I'm catching up. There's a lot going on, so my brain is but it's been a good week. I've been learning a lot of, or I haven't been learning a lot. I have been learning a lot. Can we just pause this? My brain. I have been watching a bunch of different motivational speakers over the last few days. And it's been really helping with my mindset, because I actually was having a very hard week in the beginning. I was in a really, really bad mood. And I was having a really hard time getting stuff done and focusing. And I was just like, I was struggling. And then I was like, you know what? Use your tools, bitch. So I was just watching motivational videos and I was like, okay, I got this. I got this. I was listening to Eric Thomas. I was listening to, yes, I was listening to Les Brown. I freaking love Les Brown. Who was the other guy? John something. I'll put it up there, but I have a whole playlist and I think I sent it to you. But whenever I'm having a hard time, which is sometimes a lot, I'll listen to that playlist. And I've actually been sending that playlist to a lot of people.
That's good.
Yeah. That's and good. People have been like really
spreading the love.
Yeah. I'm like, hell yeah. And I've been adding videos to it every single week. So I'm like, But yeah, other than that, brain mush, lots of work. And I've been eating 3 meals a day, so that's fun.
Dang. That's good though, because you started sleeping like better. So like on like not a normal schedule, but just getting more sleep. So.
Yes. Well, and last night / this morning was a very unlike my routine type of thing. It's like a one-time deal. It's not something I'm going to continue to do. Because one of the things I was listening to the other day said that you have to prioritize sleep. And I was like, yeah, bitch. Yeah. Do you ever feel guilty for resting?
This actually happened yesterday. Yeah.
Okay.
I took the morning off yesterday to just take a nap.
Yes.
And I woke up and was like, why did I do that? And then I was talking, and because Alex, like, once I woke up, Alex was like, well, can we eat lunch? And I was like, but I haven't worked yet. So I kind of like freak out every time. And so we kind of talked about it, and it just feels like it's one of those things where I try to be so rigid with the way that I like live my life for my mind's sake, but it's like, you can move things around. If it needs to be, I don't understand planning. I didn't really have a lot of planning in my life growing up. So when I think about planning, it means that when I put stuff there, it has to stay there and it has to happen that way.
Yeah.
That way, I feel shame, I feel guilt, and I feel bad. But that's not really what it means. If I had the schedule written up on my board and I crossed out doing work yesterday morning and moved doing work to 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. that day, it's still the same thing.
Yes. Yeah, that's literally I have such a hard time with like, sometimes you hear different people speak and they're like, well, if you're not hustling, then you're not, if you're not going, if you're not doing these things. And Antonio and I were talking about it the other day, and I was like, I told him, I was like, I feel really guilty because I know that there's all these hours that I could be working, but I also know that I will get mentally and physically ill if I do not sleep.
That's more important. That's
Yes.
more important.
And like I've always felt so much guilt around that because like some people will make you feel like it's an excuse, some people will make you know what I mean? Like or sometimes I feel like it's an excuse for me not getting work done, and then I realize like I can't fucking function if I don't sleep.
No, it's not possible. You're not gonna. It's unrealistic. It's unrealistic to
Yes.
believe that you can ignore the person you are and still be able to get stuff done. That's not how it works. So I hate that hustle. I think the hustle stuff is just if they like to preach hustling because it gets you locked into hustling only and you never
Yes.
automate. So when you continue to hustle, you never automate, and then you're always tired, and then you're always listening to them and their podcasts and their videos
Mhm.
instead of going and automating your life and freeing up time for yourself, which should be
Yes.
every business owner's goal, is to free up time for yourself and your family and the things you deem important. Otherwise, why are you doing it? You could go get
Right. 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 Like why oh man. That was good. That was freaking good. Um
Alex
oh
wasn't writing it down.
the
I
train has
just
left the station.
I just killed that and you missed it. See?
But what's my heck? What was
What's
it? It was right there because you said say it again.
automate your life.
Automate your life and the hustling. There are going to be times where you're going to have to hustle.
For
There
sure.
are going to be times where you're going to have to hustle. Like this morning, I literally had to get up so I could stay on track of my deadline. Like I know that I work better at night. So I went to bed at 8. I woke up at 1, so I got ample sleep.
Yeah.
And then I continued working. And like the only reason I'm tired is because I laid down to take a nap. Like if I wouldn't have taken a nap, I probably would have been fine. But I didn't, or I did, and I was like, okay, and I woke up a little sleep drunk. But um hustling and then figuring out how to take all of that hard work and automate it is such a big
Yeah.
thing. Do you know how much time we spend on busy work?
Yes.
Like 80% of the time we're doing things that we don't have to be doing, and 20% of that is our genius.
Yep. 100%. And the when you're a business owner and you're not paying attention to it, you realize that you as the business owner, of course, make more money than, but all of these busy work things you're doing are roles that other people would play in your business, and
Yep.
they would be like paid at a different rate. So by you doing it, you lose that money. That money's going out the door by you doing those roles. So
I feel like we've talked about this before.
we have.
Deja
We've talked
vu.
about it before.
Deja vu.
We talked about it.
So, Cameron, let's speed it up, shall we?
Let's speed it up.
All right.
up,
What episode is this? I have to ask every single time.
10.
10. I was reading. Sorry. I forgot that we had changed the intro.
Oh, I was so confused. I was like, what is going on?
I was like, we changed the intro, so it's not going to have the same flow, and I have to okay. All right. We are on episode 10. Thank you guys for being here. Our season is almost over, and we are very excited because season 3,
y'all.
Season 3's got some bangers, okay? So what's up, dropouts? Welcome to Wisdom by Design. We are for the dropouts, the people that struggle to stay on the path society has laid out for them. Does that ring a bell? Oof. Oh my. Wisdom is accessible to anyone and everyone who actually wants it. We are here to talk with you, offer up the processes that work for us in our life, and to be real about the ones that don't. My name is Jessa.
And I am Cameron. And we have Alex here, our podcast manager.
Yes.
Yo.
We should just have like a little blurb come out. Yo.
Yo.
And today we are doing our favorites, our favorite. It's going to be a tradition for Wisdom by Design.
Yes.
It's our random question bonanza.
Random question bonanza. RQB. RQB.
RQB. We need to have like a cool flashy screen or something there.
We can do it ourselves.
Beep, 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 beep.
Random question bonanza. And it says it in like the old like the TV shows that used to be on in the like 70s. They used
yes.
yeah.
We have to do it that way. Okay, perfect. Okay. Who wants to start us off? Because we're all answering this, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh. And so the way this is gonna work, let me explain it real quick.
Yes.
Is Jessa and I have compiled a list of questions, and me being the person that I am, put them into a spreadsheet with numbers associated with it, and we're gonna do a random number generator to figure out which questions get asked and which ones don't.
Wow, Cameron.
Yeah, fancy, right? Fancy.
I did not see that coming.
Fancy.
Okay,
so, first question that has been generated for us. You go first on this one. I'll go second, and Alex will go third. All right. You want to answer all the questions or some of them?
I'll answer when I want to.
She'll answer when she wants to. So you go first. She'll raise her hand, and I'll see it, and then she'll answer when she's ready. Okay. Are we ready? Yes. Question number 1. If you had the opportunity to be immortal, would you take it?
To be immortal?
To be immortal.
I feel like the whole point of life is that you don't have that long to live.
Ooh. Okay, elaborate.
Well, because I mean, like that's why everything that you do in your life is so meaningful, is because you really don't have that much time here. So I feel like if you're immortal, then what the fuck would you do? You could probably do everything.
You could do everything.
You would literally have enough time to do every job you've ever wanted.
Yes.
Okay, I'm stuck on this one. Can you answer?
Okay, so I would so if you got to be immortal, let's go with like your family doesn't get to be immortal. It's just you. So I would say no.
Yeah.
I would say pass.
I would say hard pass.
So to be a being that stays alive for that long, you have to like worry yourself with like things other than human life. You know what I'm saying? Like you would have to focus on things bigger than human life, because human life would come and go so fast.
Yes.
So I watched this show called Invincible. It's on Amazon Prime, and like it's like a cartoony, like adult cartoon show, and basically it's like superhero wise. And the main character's dad is like, he's like a Superman type. So he's immortal. He is strong. He can fly. He has supervision. And he is immortal and is married to a woman who is a human. And they had a kid. And basically in one of the episodes, spoiler alert, if you watch it and you haven't seen it, in one of the episodes, he says, you're just a pet to me. Because she doesn't have the capability of living as long as he does.
I would say goodbye, immortal man. Fuck you.
He's actually, it's hard when they're evil and they have all the powers in the world. It's a little hard.
Is this an evil person? Because he sounds like an evil person.
In the way we would think about it, yes.
Okay.
But that's what but to be immortal, that's what happens.
Yeah.
People come and go so fast that like,
you literally wouldn't be able to be attached to them.
Exactly.
Unless you were going at it from a very, very advanced and well-fed perspective. And when I say well-fed, I mean like if you literally spend your life learning, like constantly, consistently learning, like how do you okay, so like Buddhists. Yeah. Like how they everything has a meaning, everything has a purpose, everything is like you know what I mean, like it's very
Everything's like one. I get what you're saying. Like you have to think about the bigger picture. Like
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
understanding of like the bigger picture. And
So, I mean, it would be very hard to go throughout your life with kindness in your heart when everybody around you is dying. But at the same time, that's literally what, I mean, if you think about it,
we have
Buddhists are some of the
dogs.
most kind people in the entire world, and they've seen so much suffering.
And that's true too. Yeah.
Mm.
But we do, like as humans, we have pets that do not live as long as we do. So we're immortal to them, kind of.
Ugh.
Isn't that weird? That's such a weird,
Yeah.
that's a weird pocket.
Weird.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next one.
How
That's
did
a
we
weird
get so
pocket.
depressing in the
All right, next
we
question.
should a depression buzzer. Meh. Okay, next.
Okay. Question number 2.
Okay.
I'm gonna answer this one first.
Okay.
So, if you came back in your next life as an animal, what animal would you be? Dang, this one. this almost seems like they go together. This one and the last question. Okay, so if I was an animal, and if I died and came back an animal, which animal would I be? I think I might have to throw back to our last episode. I think we talked about ducks and horses, or I think I would come back as a goose.
A goose?
You want to know why though? This is why. Because people do not mess with geese.
No.
They do not try them. So
you know farmers actually get geese to protect like their animals.
Hey, and now I got a job?
Yeah.
Hey, that's hit me up. God, you hear me? Geese next.
Geese.
Let's run it back.
I want to be, so originally I was going to say I want to be somebody's best friend. Like, I would want to be like somebody's best friend.
Like a piglet?
Huh?
Like a piglet or a dog?
No, like a dog. Like I was thinking like,
Okay.
oh, I'd want to come back as like somebody's like lifelong companion, you know, like that'd be kind of fun. But I think I would want to be a horse. Like now that you say that, because horses live like, you know, anywhere from 20 to 30 years and they get to run free.
That is true. They
Like-
do. Horses get respect.
Horses can kick somebody in the face.
That too. Horses get respected.
Horses are cool and they're very intelligent. That or a dolphin. I haven't decided.
That or a dolphin. That's the dolphin.
I feel like as a dolphin, I might get caught in a net. So I'll stick to a horse.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Well, a horse is a good one because I do feel like horses get respected, and anyone who like has a horse, I feel like respects them, and they
Most
get
of the
treated
time.
well. Right?
Most-
Am I wrong?
Most of the time. I've had a couple of friends who had to like help rescue a couple of horses that
Okay,
were in
that's
some really
fair.
bad like situations.
Of course, we got evil people in the world.
Yes.
Boo those people! Boo those people!
And you guys, please feel free to answer these questions and send them to us.
Yes, that'd be awesome. We might need to put them in the story. Like that would be dope.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So,
Next.
are we ready for question 3?
Go.
Question 3. Ooh, this is where this season's questions are better than last season's questions because they're not all silly. So this
Okay.
one's like, okay,
Okay.
what's a relationship deal breaker for you? So, do we need to add caveat to that, or okay, we're just gonna leave it at that.
What's a relationship deal breaker for me?
Yeah.
Beginning or
When how do I say that? Not when your partner's not willing to like hear you, like meet you like on the same level. So it's not a me fighting you and you fighting me type of thing. It's like, okay, I hear you. I understand what's going on. Like, could you tell me more about that type of deal?
So it's like not being understanding or not being.
Yeah, like not wanting to take your other partner's information into account and like not working as a team. Like that's a really
Yeah.
big thing for me. Yeah.
It's
Because
almost like being understood or like being respected, like your
yes,
opinion having
Yeah.
mattering. Yeah.
yes, like everybody's important in that situation. It's not just you or me and who's right and you're wrong and
Yeah.
things like I hate that. I can't stand it.
For
I
sure.
can't stand it.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's because you kind of have to, when you're in a relationship, it's a partnership. So
Yes.
you kind of have to meet each other at a certain place, or the partnership has to end if you decide not to do that.
Right. What's it for you?
I
was also going to say sandals, but it's fine.
Is it sandals and socks or just sandals? You hate sandals?
Not the Nike sandal. Like I like the one,
slides?
but like the thongs. Like if you're wearing a thong as a man, I know sometimes it cracks me up.
That's so funny.
It cracks me up. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
Would you mind the other thongs? So if a man didn't wear thong sandal but wore thong underwear, would that be okay?
I don't know what it is. Like I love flip-flops, and like I've met men that have worn flip-flops, and I'm like, okay, but sometimes I'm like, flip-flops, I don't know what it freaking is. I'm like, they annoy me.
Is it the sound?
Maybe it's the sound. Maybe it's the sound. Pop, 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 pop.
This is so funny.
Sorry, continue.
My deal breaker would probably be like non-transparency, so like hiding stuff.
Yeah.
And just not kind of speaking. I think I agree with you where it's just like if we're not talking and we're not having an understanding, then there's a problem there. If you're hiding stuff, then that would probably be it. Like I can't do that. Because we can't really, again, it's like you said, it's a relationship, it's a team, and if you can't work on the same page, then how is it supposed to go any further?
Right. Yeah.
That's why I married Alex, who is ultra transparent, overly transparent, and it works. I cannot tell a lie.
That's amazing. Perfect.
All right. Are you ready for the next one?
Yes.
Random question bonanza. Okay. Number 2. What is your go-to guilty pleasure? I was hoping this one would get picked.
Go-to guilty pleasure?
Yes. And honestly, it better be guilty. Honestly. Yes.
My freaking guilty pleasure is locking myself in my room and binge watching TV shows or a movie and nobody talking to me.
Pretty great.
Alex said it checks out.
I want to go.
Okay, Alex is going on this. Speaking to the mic.
My guilty pleasure is Naked and Afraid XL.
Okay, listen. We just started watching Naked and Afraid, and Antonio and I are obsessed with it.
I've watched every single season, every single episode. Obsessed.
Do you ever catch yourself like yelling at them, like, you need to make sandals before you start moving? Protect your feet.
Oh, funny.
No, I do not do that.
That's not true. That's not true. So there's this guy named Gary on Naked and Afraid. He's been on multiple seasons. And this dude eats dumb stuff on purpose and gets himself sick and kicked off of every season. So this season, they're in the Everglades in Florida, or was it Louisiana? It was Louisiana. And this fool, they kill an alligator. And a big alligator too, and then they eat they dry the meat so they have jerky.
Let me tell you.
And Alex is gonna tell the rest.
He gets like some parasitic infection and they can't figure out why. He's talking to the paramedic and he's like, yeah, I ate the alligator's liver. And oh yeah, I put the alligator's eyeballs on my eyes and pretended that they were my eyeballs. You think that had something to do with it?
This is a survivalist. And he was like, oh, I'm an alligator now. And I was just like, what is wrong with this guy?
You know what that tells me? You are a serial killer. If you are holding an animal's eyeballs onto your bare eye, if you dogging somebody else, looking for
he was trying to entertain people, so he thought it was funny. And,
no.
And
that's
so
not funny.
I think last season he found a like porcupine or something, and it was already dead. And he decided it was an elk. It was a rotting elk, and he decided to eat a rotting elk and got a stomach bug and got kicked out of that season too.
Gary should be canceled.
Gary, every time he's like, I just want to be the manliest survivalist ever, and I'm like, manly survivors would not do that. You do everything you're not supposed
Gary,
to do.
this is called natural selection. How many episodes have you been picked off of? How many episodes? Are you drinking out of a coconut jar?
What?
What?
Reuse, recycle.
I love it.
It's coconut oil.
I was like, are you drinking coconut oil?
That's funny.
I was upset.
You said this episode's chaotic. It's supposed to be chaotic.
I love it.
This happens when you put Jessa and I free with random questions. My guilty pleasure is definitely probably TV also. I used to love me some, and what? Oh, Alex says it has to be anime.
Anime? You like anime?
Yeah.
I used to watch, that was literally all I watched in elementary school and middle school, and I wondered why I was a weird child.
You would only watch anime?
Literally, I was obsessed with it.
Which anime would you watch? This is the real question.
Bro, Death Note.
I did not.
I read all the fucking books. I was obsessed with it.
Were you trying to murder somebody?
Maybe. I don't know.
Checks out.
Checks out.
We have just discovered that Kam is a weeb.
Is that the word?
What's a weeb? What's a weeb?
Okay, it says a weebo. Oh, a weeb is a non-Japanese male who watches and is a fan of anime.
Oh, that would be my brother. My brother's always been obsessed with anime, so he's a weeb. We should make a shirt that says, what's a weeb?
We should make sure this is what's a weeb. That'd be great. Great merch opportunity.
Nobody steal it. Next.
But yeah, I watch anime. I actually stayed up last night watching anime. My Hero Academia is my stuff right now. I have the manga on my phone so I could read the comics. So yeah, that's me. But I'm only really into the mainstream ones. I haven't really ventured outside of that. So really it's just Naruto, and then My Hero Academia is really all that I've ever consumed. Naruto has so many episodes. So
all four of my brothers would run like Naruto.
Loved it. Oh, they run like Naruto?
They would run like him. Run and then yell his name while they were doing it. And I was like, I fucking hate all of you.
That's so funny.
If you have not seen Naruto run, you guys just Google it.
A solid Naruto. So my college used to have LARPing. Have you ever
LARPing? Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to a nerd college, and that's where I picked up my love for anime.
What nerd college did you go to?
We're not shouting them out. They don't deserve it.
Okay. That's fine.
But on Wednesdays they would have LARPing on the lawn, and you would see these kids build swords and shields, beating the crap out of each other.
Bro,
on a Wednesday afternoon. It was so much. I had a Wednesday art class, and I would just watch them before I on my way to class. I'm like, these kids are having the time of their lives.
Have you seen a Renaissance festival?
I have.
Those are pretty nuts. People go all out for that shit. They make their costumes, and it's real metal and all that shit. My brother, my oldest brother, if that makes sense. He's the second oldest. He can make anything. He's made knives. He's made the leather covers that go over them. He can do carving. He can do welding. All this crazy shit. I'm
on purpose? Why?
Yeah. I'm why aren't you making a business out of this shit? He can do everything.
You might just think it's fun though.
Dude, this guy has made incredible logos, incredible logos using paint.
Paint? Like Microsoft Paint?
Fucking Microsoft Paint.
Yeah, I've seen people do that. I found a lot of designers who talk about because someone had posted, what was your first logo making technology? And a lot of people said MS Paint.
Yes.
Or Photoshop.
Yes.
That was like their first attempts at it.
Uh-huh.
So
I used to
not
make my logos in Photoshop all the time.
Yeah. Stop doing that.
Hey,
Stop doing it.
there's a couple of things you can't do in Illustrator though.
Stop
It's
doing it.
fun.
Start
I
in
can
Illustrator.
Photoshop you a third eye though.
Well,
that'll be, hey, I'm gonna make you that person in the back. You're gonna have a third eye. That'll be your new logo.
dork.
Weeb.
Weeb. So
Next
other than anime, because anime wasn't my answer, that was Alex's answer for me.
Oh, okay.
But I used to watch, like, I love trashy TV. So we watched like 90 Day Fiance. Back in the day when Teen Mom was hot, I would watch all the Teen Mom seasons. Watch Married at First Sight.
I can't do it.
TV. I love it. I know it's fake. Like, it's fake. It's just funny to me because I'm like, these storylines are not real. Like, there's no way.
That's so funny. I know a lot of people who like to do that, and they can. I mean, it's like comedic relief.
Yes.
But like, I would rather watch a comedian. Like, I love comedians. Yeah. I love watching stand up. Tony and I will binge watch comedians and cooking shows.
Comedians.
Yes. Like, there's a guy on YouTube, the cooking guy, I think his name is. His logo is his face.
Sam
the cooking guy. Yeah. We're obsessed with him. Literally, it pops up. He's so good, and he's so fucking funny. Like, him and his sons argue with each other.
I love him. There's this guy named Joshua Weissman. On YouTube. He's huge too, and he does this thing called But Better. He has different shows, and he'll go and like get Arby's fries, but he does them but better and makes his version of that.
Oh, that's freaking cool. Yeah, Sam started doing that. He did like the chicken sandwich, and that one pan breakfast sandwich, which that sounds good. I want to make that now. The one pan breakfast sandwich.
That's so funny.
That's freaking cool. Okay.
All right. If we were talking about what we consume, like TV shows, we'd be here all day because
but for real,
love me some TV. Okay, next question. I think this one's on me. What's your best scar story?
You already know mine. Go.
Like the best scar a scar you have. Oh, this one is funny. Not really. It's really stupid though too. So me and my brother. Do you remember those things? They were like, were they Bowflexes? I think they were Bowflexes. Me and you used to go like, no, it wasn't Bowflex, but it was the one that had the arms and you go like this and like this, and then act like you're working out your abs or whatever. Yeah. My dad buys all these. Like, my dad is a sucker for all of it. So we had one in our basement. Yeah, we had one in our basement, and it had this metal arm thing. You put your arms up here, and it had a big spring down the back of it. So me and my brother took the arms off, and we were jumping on the spring. So we'd bend it over and like let it push us over, kind of thing. One time my brother pulled it back and didn't tell me, slapped me right in the eye. Like, slapped me right here. So my head starts ringing, and I'm like, oh my God, like, what is happening? Of course, you don't see the blood, so you don't know anything's happening. I just had an instant headache. So my head. I go into like our downstairs bathroom, and I look in the mirror, and my face is just gushing with blood. That spring, I'm telling you, that spring could probably hold 150, 200 pounds. Like, it was a strong spring.
And it hit you in the face.
It hit me in the face. And I have like a scar right here from getting hit in the face with that spring. It was bad. It was bad. So we went to the hospital and then I think I got like 8 stitches right there. Had to wear a Band-Aid on my face. And everybody kept asking me why I was wearing a Band-Aid on my face. Obviously, I was injured. I'm not trying to be Nelly out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? I'm not trying to set trends. Why would I be wearing a Band-Aid on my face? Maybe I'm injured.
So I had
left eye. That's funny.
I had a sister moved when I was really young. Like, this isn't my story, but I literally had a Band-Aid right across my face because it was like a major facial surgery, like almost like a plastic surgery. And everybody kept calling me fucking Nelly because it was literally that little white tiny bandage, and I was like, but no. So my story, What I was telling you guys earlier, I was literally we used to play like dark tag and like neighborhood tag.
Yeah.
Like we had this big circle neighborhood. So like it was literally like down the street and around, and then there were two streets in the middle, and you could literally run across all over the place, and you would be on like one or other side of the neighborhood. So there'd be like 10 or 11 kids all playing at the same time, just like going nuts in the
Yeah.
dark. And one time one time I was trying to run, and I tried to hop over a fence because I was like, I'm a badass. I can hop over this fence. And then the fence hooked into my pants and ripped my pants, ripped my back open, like fucking I'm hanging by my pants.
Look like a scarecrow.
I'm like, help! I had the worst wedgie. And my pants ripped.
Was this a regulation size fence or was it a taller fence?
It was like a normal fence. Like it wasn't like an 8-foot fence. It was like enough for I don't know how old I was. I think I was in middle school, so I was maybe
That's
like
so funny.
11 or 12, and I just freaking hopped over it and then hooked my back and my pants. So
Where's Jessa? Oh, she's over there scarecrowing. You know, trendsetter Jessa.
help! Yeah, that was me.
That's so funny.
Oh my gosh.
You remember that show Scarred? This is
Scarred?
the random episode. There was a show on MTV called Scarred.
How do
And
you know you have
basically-
ADHD? What?
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 There was a show on MTV called Scarred.
That sounds
And-
familiar.
They would basically show people getting injured and
Ew.
breaking bones. It'd be like skateboarders, like bikers.
Yeah.
It was the most disgusting show to me. It was so crazy that they were even allowed to put that on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah, that was that before Ridiculousness
it
came
was
out?
I think it was before. Maybe Rob Dyrdek only had like one show at that point.
Yeah.
That man is he like owns MTV. Him and
Good for
Nick
him.
Cannon.
Good for him.
Like,
Shit.
God. All right, are we ready for the next question? I think this one's on you, Jessa.
Yeah,
I think we have like, what do you think, like 3 more? All right, cool.
probably. Yeah. Okay.
All right. I hate when it gives me like the next question. Stop doing that. All right, let's see. Okay. This question is, what's your most prized possession and why?
What's my most prized possession? The heck?
And it has to be a thing. It can't be like a person.
My most prized possession. I would say my journal.
Ooh.
I would say my journal, because whenever I'm like learning new things or I need to talk about shit or anything, I write it down. And I told Tony literally last night, I said, if something happens to me, I want you to give Sophie my journal. Like seriously.
Oh.
Well, because it's got like I wish that I would have known how to work through like really hard things in my life instead of having to figure it out on my own. And so I feel like if she has that journal, it would literally show and like talk about like everything that I went through and the ways that I got through it and like how I kept myself healthy and things like that. So I want her to have that.
Dang, that's cute. I didn't expect that. I thought you were gonna be like, this shoe I found.
I was gonna say my tattoos, but you said no persons, so
I mean, I guess I don't know how that
it's
works.
on my body. That doesn't count. It has to be a thing. Make it a thing.
Okay, make it a thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So mine, I don't know, this is kind of dorky too, but it would have to be these design books behind me, not gonna lie.
That's fair.
Like I find so much joy in like
Yeah.
getting to like deal in it, like getting to see it. And like if anyone's ever gone through like the photos on my phone, 97% of them are just screenshots of design. Like that's how into it I am. So
That's awesome though.
yeah, I love that I'm collecting something that like I'm really into.
Yeah.
Behind that, I don't know. This room has a lot of stuff that I really prize. So like I've been hanging my hats on the wall, like the stuff we've been collecting, like artwork, and then we're collecting vinyls too. So like we have vinyls in here too. So it'd probably be this room.
Yeah, that room. My artwork too. I didn't even think about that. I have artwork from all parts of my life, from friends, from family, from everything. Like I have artwork collected all over the place. I didn't even think about that. I have so much artwork I can't even display all of it. I need a bigger house.
We all do. We all do. All right.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. This is all over the place. I feel like this is perfect for my brain. Like this is my brain 97% of the
That's
time.
what I said earlier. I said, how do you know you have, or tell me you have ADHD?
This episode.
That's it right there. This episode. Ooh, shiny.
All right. Next question.
Okay.
Right. Question. Question 23 on this sheet. I don't know why I said that. Do you trust your own memory? Why or why not? So for me, I do. And now, now that we're like asking the question, I'm realizing that might not be a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what do you mean?
I'll go into more. You answer the question, and then we'll go into more.
Okay. I want to say yes and no.
You can't do that. You have to pick one.
Why?
Jesse, you have to pick one.
I'm going to say no then. Okay. Because I can't remember anything for shit. If I walk into a room, I instantly forget what I was doing. Like I will stare and I'm like, it's going to come back to me. It's going to come back to me. And then I'll have to walk away and go, oh, that's what it was. And then like, I literally went to the freaking hallway closet, the linen closet, to get a sheet for Sophie to take to school yesterday. And I walked to the closet and I'm like, why am I here? Literally, that's me all the time. And on top of that, I do not remember half of my childhood. Like, actually, I would say I don't remember 85% of my childhood, unless it was like a either positive, like a big, huge moment, or something extremely traumatic. I don't remember anything in between. And I feel like there's things that I should remember because I'll have friends who'll be like, oh, remember that one time and like it was supposed to be really funny. And they'll talk about it and I will have no idea what they're talking about. And I'm like, oh, we did that? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, when did we do that? When did we do that? So no, I don't trust my memory.
So before I realized that I have some ADHD, I trusted it. And then I realized that it can't be trusted because I do all of those things you just described. Mm-hmm. Every single one of them. I have to be like, hey, we had a conversation 3 days ago. Do you remember this? No. Nope. I don't know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. And then I'll walk to the kitchen and Alex will be like, can you do this, this, and this? I'll do the first one. I'll do the last one. Always forget about the second one every time.
Yeah.
So
we're living in Groundhog Day.
Yeah. She said we're living in Groundhog Day. But now that maybe I shouldn't trust it as much. Like maybe it should be one of those things where it's like, maybe we question this and make sure that we have other things other points of reference.
Yes.
So that we know, like, because sometimes you'll get in fights because you thought it was one way and it was something else, but maybe.
And that's what I was gonna say is like emotionally too, depending on where you're at emotionally, you can perceive things completely differently than how other people perceive them. Yeah. So it's like I always get tripped up on that.
I'm now requesting a follow-up email to every argument.
You want a follow-up email?
So that we're on the same page.
You want a follow-up email?
Because that's what you do with clients. You say, okay, hey, this is what we talked about. Just so we're on the same page, maybe we need to do that.
That's not a bad idea.
I think it's a really good idea.
That's like actually a really good idea.
Yeah, because I feel sometimes too, like Antonio and I will get really like emotionally charged, and then we'll have to like walk away and be like, okay, no, like reset, rewind, okay. And then we'll come back and be like, well, when you said this, this hurt my feelings. And then the other person's like, oh, well, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I'm sorry that hurt your feelings. This is what I was trying to say. Like,
Yes,
yeah.
that's my mind's kind of broken now. 'Cause actually, or at least you write it down. Like, this is what I thought we got out of this.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I feel like
Different things out of it all the time.
We're putting that into place, you guys. If you listen to Wisdom by Design and you get into arguments with people, everybody should write what they got out of this at the very end.
nothing. You're a terrible person. You're the worst.
You're the worst. Oh my gosh.
All right, I think we
Imagine.
have time for one more
I would
question.
do
Okay, one more.
This is good.
A couple
I
more?
would do
A couple? Okay, Alex
I
said a
think we
couple
should do
more.
This is good.
Okay, Alex
A
said
couple more?
the podcast manager said it's good, so
Okay.
keep going.
Okay.
All right, so let me delete that so I don't ask it again because my
A
brain.
Gwyn.
A Gwyn.
A Gwyn. No.
Okay, here goes the next question. What's a lie you believed about cannabis that has been now debunked? And
goes
it's like a lie you believed when you were a kid or before now.
Am I answering or are you answering first?
I think you're first. Oh, Alex is going first.
Hell yeah.
Speaking to the mic.
When I was a kid, my mom told me that because you don't know like what's in weed, that the first puff you could die. And I really believed her.
Oh my
I
god.
thought I would die.
Every time?
And even when I was first smoking weed for the first time, I thought about it. Like,
I could die?
what if I die from this? And I was like 16 when the first time I smoked.
Yep.
That's hilarious. I think this one's on me. After Alex. I think a lie that I thought was they always said you would like suffocate. So or like I thought it was die too. Like basically they're like it'll shorten your lifespan and give you lung
Yes.
immediately. But I found out that they used to do like all the trials on like tiny monkeys and they'd put like masks on them and puff them full of like put smoke through the mask
Oh my god.
and no oxygen. So they were suffocating monkeys and using that as like the source material for how humans would handle cannabis.
That was part of the war on drugs campaign.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so a lot of the stuff that I remember growing up about like cannabis was a lot of the like war on drugs, like, oh, if you do this, you're a horrible person, you're going to prison, you're, like I used to associate people who smoked weed with like down dirty drug lords and like
That's how it used to be.
all this crazy shit. I also used to think because whenever you would watch like that 70s show or whatever and they would be smoking, they would have like the crazy colors and like all that. And I'm like, that fucking happens when you smoke. That doesn't fucking happen when you smoke weed. Like, what kind of weed are you smoking?
Tell me why. I had no idea what they were doing. I was
Really?
like, oh, they just chilling. It's just going in a circle. They
I
having a
was
good time.
very old when I found out
Yeah.
that's what they were doing.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. It wasn't
Dude.
clear to me.
We used to, and mind you, I didn't smoke weed for the first time until I was like, I think I was 16. And we used to like pretend roll up little pieces of paper and like sit in the garage as children, and we would like sit in a circle and just laugh at each other. Like we were not smoking.
That's so funny.
We loved laughing so much. That's why I fucking love laughing. I love comedians. I love anything comedy.
Yeah.
And that is literally what we would do. We would sit in a circle and stare at each other until we would laugh.
Did your parents smoke when you were young?
So no, my parents, no. My mom actually taught drug and alcohol abuse for a very long time.
Okay.
So I was always on the other end of drugs are bad. This is like my mom literally had a poster in her office that showed a lady on methamphetamines from like 1998 to like 2006, and it was scary, like terrifying. And I'm like, oh no, I'm never doing drugs. I'm never doing drugs. And
little bit sweet though.
But then I realized there's a difference between cannabis and drugs.
Yes.
Like and like Emma and I have a joke. We're like, oh, you do drugs. Like, because there's a fucking difference.
Well, and we out here acting like pills ain't drugs. Like they're made out of
for real.
Like, I don't know. Don't get me started.
It is. That's going to be a whole other episode. We should have people send us their weed stories.
We like should. Those are all usually funny.
Yes. Yes.
My brother told me, my brother has a friend named Chris, and they did wax for the first time.
Oh man.
And they decided to go to, they did it, and they decided to go to Cece's Pizza.
Okay, listen, the problem is that they thought to leave the house. They should have known better.
They went to go eat Cece's Pizza, and they were all standing in line and could not focus at all. So my friend's brother Chris, or my brother's friend Chris, passed out. He fell flat on his back standing in the line at Cece's Pizza because he was so high.
Oh
so
my
God. He didn't get to eat pizza and had to like, he's fine, and shuffle him out because they were all high and didn't want to get caught.
Oh my gosh. See, I feel like if they would actually teach us as children, be in, like, my biggest thing is be in a safe environment. Yes. Seriously. People that try to get high and leave, I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah. Are you asking for trouble? Why?
I can't with alcohol too. I'm like, why are you leaving?
Oh, don't even get me
somewhere else.
I cannot. I can't stand alcohol. Yeah, like as an adult, like I have friends who like drinking and like that's fine, like that's cool and stuff. I have always been, it makes me extremely sick. I get a headache instantly, like I get nauseous instantly. Same. I can't do alcohol. Same. I feel like whenever I smoke and all of my friends are drinking, I have a very clear head. I know what's going on. I have full control over my body, over my words, like everything. And then people are like, let's get shit-faced. And I'm like, no.
I
don't want to be shit-faced.
Because like I'll use cannabis in my like design process.
Yep.
Like, whenever I'm like planning art direction or trying to figure out what the vibe's gonna be, I get high to kind of clear my mind to just try stuff.
Yeah.
Get rid of those thoughts and then like that like.
Did I show you that campaign where it says it's not getting high, it's getting creative? Like they wanted to take away the word high from cannabis and like using it with cannabis, because people think, you're getting high, like you're being stupid or you're like numbing your brain type of thing. But like, so they switched it to, instead of you getting high, you're getting creative, because there are so many scientific studies of cannabis and the creative part of your brain and how they work together.
100%.
There's a whole journal series.
Yeah.
It's freaking neat.
Send that to me, because
I will.
Because I believe it. I mean, they kind of go hand in hand. To be creative, you got to get rid of those negative voices in your head that are telling you not to try it, and you have to just try it.
Yep. I literally have a friend who started a podcast called High Standards, and she's talking about her relationship with weed, like as a professional.
Love that name. That's
I shared her picture on my Instagram story the other day. We'll have to put it in the show notes.
Okay. Sure.
But yeah, she just started it and it is hilarious. Like it's awesome. Like she has one that says like an atheist, a pagan, and a Christian walk into a bar. Like it's actually that? Like, huh?
It's just, is that a joke or
no? Like that's one of the episodes. Like all three of them sit down and talk about like religion.
Oh! I was so confused. I was like, wait, what are we?
I'm telling you a joke.
Yeah, well, because you don't know how to tell jokes. Remember? Oh, right back.
I'm so bad.
The knock joke thing.
Knock. Who's there? Penguin. We'll have to cut that. I don't even remember what the joke was.
Knock jokes. That was so funny. Yeah, you have to see it. It's in the first random. Wait, was it Random Question Bonanza?
It was Random Question Bonanza, and so that was my worst knock joke ever.
Because it wasn't a knock joke.
Yep. Exactly.
All right.
Two more.
Alex,
two more.
Number 8. If you could have any exotic animal as a pet, which would it be?
I already asked an animal question. Next.
Oh, Alex said
I love this question.
she loves the question. All right.
I want a parrot.
You want a parrot?
I want a parrot. They live forever and they're so smart. Have you seen?
That sounds dangerous though. Something
No.
to live forever and be so smart. We just talked about immortal creatures a little bit ago. Like,
Cam, you need to look up videos on YouTube about parrots. They're so cool. Like I want a gray, what is it called? It's like a gray macaw. But
thought about this.
They're so crazy. Like they remember, they repeat, like they talk to you. Like one of my mom's friends has a parrot and like it'll call the dogs. Like it wants to talk to the dogs, so it'll call the dogs into the
I can't do birds.
It'll whistle for them. It's so cute.
Birds freak me out because they're little dinosaurs. I'm good.
They are parrots are little dinosaurs.
I'm good on that.
Okay.
They're freaky.
What would you have as an exotic animal?
I don't know. I don't like animals like that. I just got to liking dogs. And I only really like my dog.
Antonio.
So I would, if I had to get some, iguanas look cool.
Okay, you just said parrots look like dinosaurs and you want an iguana.
Yeah.
With their claws.
Yeah. We're in make-believe land right now because I never do it, but iguanas look cool.
I hate when people are like, I want to get a saber-toothed tiger and it's not gonna eat my face, and then it fucking eats their face.
All right, next question. Question 10. Oh, why did that come up?
We might need an F-bomb counter because I think I've been letting it loose.
Okay. What song always gets you on the dance floor?
Oh man. Okay, listen, that's not a fair question to ask because I shoot weddings for a living.
It is a fair question to ask.
To the right, to the right.
You like the cha-cha slide? Or is that Cupid's Shuffle?
Cupid's Shuffle. Now kick, now kick.
Is that's your jam? And you probably get to do it every weekend during
I do.
Every
I'm
weekend.
Send you videos.
Just Cupid Shuffle.
Yes, Emma and I have 10 more weddings for the rest of the year, so I will send you videos from every single one.
You should, because we should compile them and be like Jessa at every wedding.
Make it a TikTok.
That's so funny. That's actually great content.
Okay, I'm gonna tell Emma. She's gonna be like, no, no, please. Okay, what's yours?
I would have to say in my there was a time when me and Alex weren't dating. We were broken up, and I was getting drunk every weekend.
Sounds like you and Antonio would be great friends.
Yeah, I was sad, so that's kind of how that went. But we used to go to, when I lived in South Bend, Indiana, we used to go to like all the Notre Dame bars, and they would play Trap Queen all the time. Trap Queen was my stuff. Fetty Wap has an unbelievable album that no one cared about. Fetty Wap was the songs to my 2000. What was that?
My seat is lowering all on its own. I'm getting shorter. And I don't know what's happening.
No hands. This is the greatest episode ever.
Everybody's gonna be like, I'm done with this entire episode.
Let me see.
Okay.
There was one that
Okay.
This will be the final question.
All right.
Everybody go and listen to that Fetty Wap album, the first one.
Good gravy.
You guys will love it. 1748. Yeah. All right. So this one's serious. This is the last question. It actually kind of works for like our podcast. So last question, Jess is going first. How do you define your family now?
Oh man. I've been thinking a lot about this. So I define my family by the family that I've made, that I've worked literally so hard in growing the different relationships that I have. Mm-hmm. My family is not always blood. I have some people that I'm so mad that we're not blood related. Like in my life. Is that the question? Like, am I answering that? Okay.
How do you define, like, if someone was like, let's go hang out with your family, Jessa, who would those people be and why? Like, why are they?
Oh my gosh. Literally, I have a very, my family, my family would definitely include the people that have had my back these last few years. Like Like, and don't get me wrong, like my family, my actual family, my blood family, I love them to death. But when it comes to the people that have literally, I don't even know how to explain it.
It's
Like,
tough.
like the people that I hold really, really close to my heart, aside from my mom and dad, are like literally people that I wish were my fucking siblings.
Mhm.
Oh, like, dude,
And
they
they've
have
kind
gone,
of been there. through the-
yes, they've gone above and beyond. Like, does not matter who, what, when, where, why. Like, they have gone a bit above and beyond. So who you?
I would definitely say, I will say this is a question that I am like working on.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely say blood doesn't always make family,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like family is also made through work,
Yes.
made
Yes.
through building relationships.
Mhm.
So, and I don't feel like I was always, maybe I didn't always see that growing up. It was just always a given that family was supposed to be a certain way. So,
Right.
as I've kind of grown, started my own family, I've realized that like some of the people in your life don't need to be there. So
Mhm.
family, friends, whatever. So real family is people that you build with, that spend
Yes.
the time to help with when you're having a hard time, or spend the time getting to know you, or that's what real family is. And I don't know if I have that many people in my life right now, but I feel like having that mindset, it'll happen. Like it's something that will come. So that's my answer. How do you feel about that? Why are you smiling? Is it a good answer or not?
Why are you always looking for my approval?
Good point.
Why are you always looking for my approval?
It's a valid point.
So I was literally talking to somebody on Snapchat the other day because they posted this meme about how, or like this infographic thing that was like, just because they're your family doesn't mean you need to keep their toxic energy in your life.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my gosh, this. And they were like, wait, what? Like, you think this too? And because they're like, well, that's your family. You need to be respectful and blah, blah, blah. I don't care who you are. If you are not going to be respectful, if you are going to be toxic as shit, I don't care if you're blood related or not. You're not going to have any piece of my energy.
100%.
None of it. You guys get rid of toxic people in 2021.
No toxic people. What story are you talking about?
About the edible.
Oh, we'll tell that as our cold open on the next episode. I think that's it. That was great. That was
Hell yeah. Cool. Well, you guys,
take us out, Jess.
Pinkies, what?
Take what? I said take us out. Like,
oh, I thought you said pinkies out.
You said pinkies out.
Pinkies out. That SpongeBob episode.
If anyone wants to know who we are as real people, this is the episode they watch.
Listen, okay. You guys, thank you so much for listening. This was a little off the wall, and we like it that way. We hope you'll come back for another episode, another season. We are Wisdom by Design podcast. If you are listening to us through any of your podcast platforms, we are also on YouTube at Wisdom by Design podcast. And you can also find us on Instagram at the same handle, because we like to keep things cohesive. Okay, spelled exactly how it sounds. And we want to hear from you guys. If there are any of these questions that made you laugh, if there are any of these questions that you would love to answer yourselves, please send them to us. We would love to talk with you and listen and laugh with you. Thank you again. And is there anything that I'm missing?
Patreon.
I thought you made like a cool little advertisement for that.
That's not what that's for. That's just for the audio episodes.
Oh, darn it. I thought we were going to have them both in the thing and the, okay, fine. Hey, if you guys want to come hang out with us.
Or more if they want to hang out. Boar cheese. Anyway, if you want to come hang out with us. It would not be a Wisdom by Design episode if it wasn't professionally awkward. And well, successfully awkward,
professionally awkward. We love it. So yes, please come hang out with us on Patreon. We have a Discord as well. We are Wisdom by Design Pod on Patreon. Okay.
The only one I messed up, and
that's the only one Cameron messed up. It's fine. It's good. Just cut out a couple of letters. You'll be good.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, we have a couple of different tiers where that is where we release different episodes every single month. There's only access to them through that Patreon link. So please come hang out with us. Spend your one latte a month on us, if you will. And we would love you very much. So thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good episode.
That was a good episode. Thank you guys for hanging out with us here on Wisdom by Design. My name is Jessa.
And I am Cameron, and we will see you on the next one. Peace out. All right.